The clumsy newcomers. The Galactic Council chamber was a marvel of alien architecture. Soaring crystalline pillars, holographic banners, and a vast, domed ceiling displaying a live projection of the cosmos. Delegates from 100 species gathered in the Grand Hall, their forms ranging from sleek, multi-limbed beings to towering reptilian warriors. At the center of the room, a group of humans stood awkwardly, their rigid formal uniforms contrasting sharply with the flowing robes and sleek armor of their alien counterparts. Representative Darnell, the lead human diplomat, stepped forward to address the council. Esteemed delegates, humanity seeks to join the Galactic Council as an equal member. We believe our species has much to offer. His words were cut short by an embarrassing misstep. His polished boot caught the edge of the platform, and he stumbled forward, barely catching himself on the ornate railing. A few aliens exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable. In the far corner, a Karnak'ii warrior, one of the Council's most feared military strategists, clicked his mandibles in what could only be described as amusement. The Karnak'ii, a species of 8 foot tall, armored insectoids, were renowned for their precision in everything they did. Their warriors struck with deadly accuracy, their pilots flew without error, and their marksmen never missed. To them, a species that tripped over its own feet was little more than a joke. The Karnak'ii general, Vraxkull, stepped forward, addressing the council. Humans claim to have much to offer, but what we see is a species that lacks control of even its own movement. Clumsy, unrefined, unfit for true combat. His multifaceted eyes gleamed with disdain. A murmur of agreement rippled through the assembly. Humans had made incredible technological strides since first contact, but their physical awkwardness, reliance on imprecise instincts, and erratic movements had become a subject of quiet mockery among the more advanced species. Admiral Sarah Whitmore, the senior military representative, remained silent, her expression unreadable. She had expected this reaction. Humanity was new to the stars, and alien species had yet to understand what humans were truly capable of. A sleek, amphibious envoy from the Threx Dominion raised a hand. Perhaps a demonstration is in order, they suggested. A battlefield test. Let the humans prove themselves. Vraxkull chittered approvingly. Agreed. We shall pit human soldiers against our finest Karnak'ii marksmen. Let us see if they can overcome their unfortunate shortcomings. Whitmore allowed herself a small smirk. That won't be a problem, she said. The test was set, a live combat simulation, where human forces would face elite alien warriors in a battle of skill, strategy, and precision. The Galactic Council expected a swift defeat for the humans. But Whitmore knew better, because among the soldiers being deployed was Sergeant Alex Carter, an Earthborn sniper who had never missed a shot in his life. The battlefield test. The simulation battlefield stretched across a vast alien landscape, a mixture of rocky terrain, dense foliage, and towering ruins from a long-forgotten civilization. Overhead, the artificial sky flickered, adjusting for atmospheric conditions that mimicked a real war zone. High above, in the observation deck, the Galactic Council watched in anticipation. Sergeant Alex Carter lay motionless atop a ruined tower, his sniper rifle nestled against his shoulder. His camouflaged armor blended seamlessly with the crumbling stone, rendering him nearly invisible. Through his scope, he scanned the battlefield, watching as the Karnak'ii warriors moved with flawless precision. Their elite marksmen, clad in sleek armor, took up advanced positions, each movement calculated, each angle covered. They think they own this battlefield, Carter thought, adjusting his scope. Let's change that. On the ground, the human squad moved into position. Unlike the Karnak'ii, who relied on rigid, rehearsed tactics, the humans adapted as they went, moving unpredictably, shifting their approach based on instinct and experience. The Karnak'ii commander, Vraxkull, observed from his command post. They are scattered, disorganized. This will be over soon. A Karnak'ii sniper took aim at a human soldier, only for his head to snap backward as Carter's shot rang out. A clean kill. Vraxkull's mandibles twitched in irritation. Who fired that? The alien warriors paused, recalibrating their strategy. They had expected frontal assaults, not unseen eliminations from an unknown location. Another Karnak'ii marksman moved to reposition, only to drop before he could reach cover. Carter exhaled slowly, steadying his heartbeat. 2 down. They still didn't know where he was. The Karnak'ii were masters of precision, but their flaw was their predictability. They moved in expected patterns, relied on mathematical probability. Carter had studied their tactics before the mission. He knew where they would go before they did. Vraxkull's irritation turned to unease as yet another sniper fell. His elite marksmen, warriors who had trained for decades, were being picked off one by one, and they still couldn't locate the human responsible. Carter smirked as he adjusted his aim. They had never faced a true Earth sniper before. The Karnak'ii attempted to counter. They deployed drone scouts, scanning for heat signatures. Carter anticipated this and shifted positions before the drones could pinpoint him. The moment the drones flew too close, he shot them down in rapid succession. The Galactic Council observers murmured in surprise. "Incredible," one of them whispered. "He's predicting their every move." Vraxkull clenched his fists. This was not how the battle was supposed to go. Humans were supposed to be clumsy, inefficient. But this sniper, this ghost, was proving them all wrong. As the Karnak'ii ranks thinned, the human squad advanced, capitalizing on the confusion. What was expected to be an easy alien victory was quickly becoming a human-dominated battlefield. From his perch, Carter lined up his next shot, whispering to himself before pulling the trigger. Checkmate, the turning point. Vraxkull's mandibles ground together in frustration as yet another Karnak'ii warrior fell, a single, unseen shot piercing his armor. Across the battlefield, his forces were in disarray, their movements slowed by uncertainty. The once dominant Karnak'ii marksmen, feared across the galaxy for their precision, were being outmatched by a single human sniper. "This is unacceptable," Vraxkull snarled, his claws tightening. "Find him. Now." His second-in-command, a veteran sharpshooter named Zeltor, tapped into the squad's encrypted channel. "We need to flush him out. All units, switch to thermal scans and saturate the area with suppressive fire." Carter remained perfectly still as a hail of energy rounds tore through the ruins around him. The Karnak'ii were frustrated, shooting wildly in his general direction, but frustration led to mistakes. He used the chaos to shift positions again, moving to a vantage point they would never expect, one already deemed cleared. He had seen it in war before. Trained soldiers relying too much on their technology, assuming the enemy couldn't possibly be where their scanners had already searched. That overconfidence would be their downfall. Carter exhaled, steadying his breath as he lined up his next shot. His target wasn't just another sniper. It was Zeltor, Vraxkull's second-in-command. A precise shot to the visor. Carter squeezed the trigger. The Karnak'ii officer collapsed instantly, his death sparking renewed panic among his forces. Vraxkull watched in disbelief. His best sniper eliminated in a single shot. The Karnak'ii prided themselves on perfection, but against this invisible ghost, their perfection meant nothing. In the observation deck, the Galactic Council members leaned forward, their expressions shifting from skepticism to awe. The same humans they had dismissed as clumsy were now dominating one of the most disciplined warrior races in the galaxy. "This is unexpected," one of the alien officials murmured. Admiral Whitmore allowed herself a small smile. "You underestimated us," she said simply. On the battlefield, Vraxkull made a desperate decision. If they couldn't outshoot the human sniper, they would outmaneuver him. He ordered his remaining forces into a full-scale assault, charging the human positions in a last-ditch effort to reclaim the fight. It was exactly what Carter had been waiting for. With their snipers eliminated and their focus now on the advancing human squad, the Karnak'ii exposed themselves to the one threat they had no defense against, a sniper with a perfect line of sight. One by one, Carter picked them off, turning their assault into a slaughter. Their discipline shattered, their cohesion lost. The Karnak'ii force collapsed. By the time the last alien warrior surrendered, the battle was over. The Galactic Council had their answer. Humans weren't clumsy. They were predators. Recognition and respect. The battlefield fell silent. Karnak'ii bodies lay scattered, each one marked by precise, methodical shots. The few remaining warriors had lowered their weapons, their mandibles twitching in disbelief. The simulation had been designed to test human skill, but instead, it had exposed the limits of the Karnak'ii's rigid perfection. From his perch, Sergeant Alex Carter exhaled slowly, scanning for any lingering threats. There were none. The battle was won. He activated his comm, mission complete. All hostiles neutralized. In the Galactic Council's observation deck, stunned silence filled the chamber. The same delegates who had mocked humanity hours ago now struggled to process what they had just witnessed. General Vraxkull stood rigid, his massive frame radiating frustration, but also something else, respect. He turned to the human representatives, mandibles clicking. "We were wrong about your kind," he admitted. "You lack our precision, our physical discipline." And yet, he glanced toward the battlefield, where his fallen warriors lay. "You fight in ways we cannot predict. That is a strength we cannot ignore." Admiral Whitmore met his gaze with a steady, knowing look. "Humans don't rely on perfection, General. We rely on adaptability. Instinct. The ability to change tactics in an instant." She gestured toward Carter, who was now descending from his sniper perch. "And sometimes, all we need is one well-placed shot." A Karnak'ii warrior stepped forward and extended a clawed hand toward Carter. "You fought with honor," he said gruffly. Carter studied the alien's unreadable expression before grasping his forearm in a firm shake. "So did you." The gesture was small, but its significance rippled through the council chamber. The Karnak'ii, once the fiercest skeptics of humanity, now recognized them as equals. Not because of their technology, not because of their numbers, but because of something far more important: skill, respect, predatory instinct. By the end of the day, the Galactic Council formally welcomed humanity into its ranks, not as foot soldiers, not as second-rate members, but as specialists. Marksmen, guerrilla fighters, the kind of warriors who thrived where perfection failed. Later, as Carter packed his gear, a Karnak'ii recruit approached him hesitantly. "Your kind does not have built-in targeting systems. No subdermal implants. No assisted reflex codex. So how?" Carter smirked as he slung his rifle over his shoulder. "We learned the hard way." The recruit tilted his head. "The hard way?" Carter nodded. "Wars. Mistakes. Losses. We've been fighting since before we had metal to forge weapons. Sniping isn't just about shooting. It's patience. Timing. Knowing exactly when to strike." He tapped the side of his head. "It's all up here." The recruit stared, then gave a slow, approving nod. As Carter walked away, the stars above shimmered in the artificial sky. Humanity had arrived, not as clumsy newcomers, but as the deadliest hunters in the galaxy.